Hey, heads up. We talk about serious, sometimes uncomfortable shit on this podcast. But don't worry, hopefully you're gonna laugh your ass off.
Coping Chaos.
Thanks for joining us for Coping Chaos, a podcast about coping with the chaos of daily life while also navigating the uncertainties of mental illness. I'm Leia Williams.
And I'm KJ Cervi. We're not medical professionals in any way, but we like to say we're not experts, but experts in our own mental health. We want to have a conversation with anyone who's been affected by mental illness in any way.
Awesome. We're pretty excited to be doing another episode. It's beautiful Sunday, and we just had an episode drop today, so hopefully all of y'all have already listened to that. But we're pretty excited. We're on a roll today, I think, so...
Yeah, it's good. You know, it took a while to start recording again, but it's nice to be in the groove, and it's fun to have you over again.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. And it's really a nice day today. I mean, it's cold, but... You know, you didn't get all the snow that I got, so.
I know. She's an hour south, and they got how many inches?
Like 6, 7. You know.
Yeah. If you have middle schoolers in your
Yes,
house,
exactly.
Yeah, because it was supposed to snow, and it was really weird, because one day it was 40, almost 50 degrees, and then the next day it went down to 19, and we were supposed to get snow, but we didn't get snow, and then...
Which is so surprising because they were telling everybody.
Yeah.
Everyone's getting it. It's happening. And we did get it. So, But it was very fluffy snow. So
I work at a hotel, and I was just really hoping it didn't snow because I didn't want to have to shovel.
I was going to say, I'm sure there's extra work you have to do. Ugh.
I don't know. It's kind of funny. I was thinking the other day about how much as an adult you talk about the weather. I'm like, I used to always make fun of older people.
Yeah, right.
Like, but it does affect everything you do.
Yes,
I was thinking,
it does.
No, I check it in the morning. I check it when I go to bed. You know, if I don't check it, I'm like, oh shit, I should have checked the weather.
Well, and I also feel like sometimes it's not dependable. So I'll check the weather, and then an hour later, they're like, oh, never mind. Scratch that.
It's funny because, I was always like, oh, why do old people always talk about the weather? But it really is important to what we're doing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the weather does everything for me. In fact, it goes right into what our topic is. It helps me to know how I need to properly care for myself for the day, or what I need to wear or whatever. But yeah, today's topic is about the struggle of properly caring for ourselves on a daily basis, from showering to clipping our nails and even letting ourselves take a breath, do something enjoyable.
What?
Yes.
No way.
Taking the time to do things that help you live well and improve your physical and mental health is, for me, at times, impossible or exhausting. It feels like it's just so exhausting to the point of I just don't know what to do. In fact, it's so overwhelming that I do nothing because there's just so many things that I know need done for myself. And it's actually really funny because being a mom, I don't have that problem with my kids. I know, oh, you took a bath yesterday or you didn't take one yesterday. You need one today. But for myself, I'm like, crap, when did I take a bath last? When did I brush my hair last? When did I brush my teeth last? So.
Well, even the same, I was thinking when we were talking about weather, it's like, I'm always telling Sophie, like, put socks on. It's 20 degrees outside.
Yeah, exactly. Or, Don't forget your sweater. Yeah. But then for ourselves, it's like, shoot, I really should have brought a sweater for myself now that it's snowing out. But
definitely.
We're probably just going to start with our stories that we have. You know, we love to start with stories. We have so many of them that this is perfect. I guess I'll start today. I'm talking about the dentist, which, number one, everyone hates the dentist. So
my first one says teeth.
No way. See, I'm telling you, teeth is a big one for me because I feel like of all the ways you can take care of yourself, teeth are the one you can see the most when they degrade, when you're not taking care of yourself. And for me, this experience is the big one because it's really, I avoid going to the dentist like the plague, obviously. It's another one of those things that I would rather be sick than go to the dentist. But I had an infection, so you have to go or you're going to die. So I'm like, fine, I guess I'll take the dentist over death. So I go into the dentist and I go in and I never go, so they don't even know me. They don't know anything about me, but I have severe anxiety at the dentist. And so I'm shaking. Like the second I'm walking in, I'm shaking already. And they're trying to do x-rays and I'm shaking. My teeth are chattering and they're like, can you please just try really hard? And I'm like, I'm doing the best I possibly can. Like the fact that I even am here right now, you should be impressed. Like you don't know me, but you should know that this is impressive. But I go in, I get down, they look at my teeth, and the ladies are all really nice, dental hygienists. And then I get this dentist guy, and he's a total dick. I'm going to just say right now, total dick. And he walks in, and he just looks disgusted at me, you know. He's like, you're a smoker, aren't you? And I'm like, actually, I mean, I smoke marijuana, but it's usually vape. And no, I don't smoke. And he's like, oh, that's surprising. And he's like, so why are your teeth so horrible? And I'm like, what
the fuck?
Like, what? I was shocked, but I'm in the moment, so like I'm shocked, but I'm like trying to hold it together. And the whole time he's degrading me, telling me I've ruined all my teeth. They're all bad. There's no saving them. He's gonna have to pull them all out. This was like 5 years ago, and notice I still have some teeth in here that are straggling in here, so I'm still good. I did not have this man do any care for me, but it was horrible. It was a horrible experience. I still remember it because he was just going tooth by tooth, telling me how horrible my teeth are, all this work I'm gonna have to do, and then he sends in the hygienist ladies who are nice, but then they're telling me, oh, we have this huge plan. You're going to have to come in once a week for the next couple of months so we can get all this going. I'm like, do you know the amount of energy it took me to come in here today? Right? Like, there is no coming back. I came here today so you could fix this one little tiny problem that either means I die or you know, so I have to get it fixed. But I'm not here for anything else. Like, you guys can look at all that and enjoy yourselves, but I ain't doing it. Like, no. But it was traumatizing because I'm thinking to myself and degrading myself, like, you didn't do good enough taking care of your teeth. I've always had a problem with flossing. That's one of my biggest things. It's just flossing is so hard for me. Now that I only mainly have front teeth, it's very easy. And the time, like I said, goes different for me. So 2 days will pass and I'll forget that I haven't brushed my teeth in that time and I can feel the grime or whatever. So that was my experience. It was horrible. And I mean, everybody has bad experiences with the dentist, but usually they're pretty like nice about it. Even if your mouth is terrible, they'll just be like, well, there's some things we need to work on. But he was not only aggressive about it and very blaming, which I mean, it is my fault, but I know that already. You don't need to tell me. Like, dang, like rub it in my face. So needless to say, I've only been to the dentist like 2 other times since that. And that was like 5 years ago. But I only go now if it's like to the point of emergency. Yeah. So.
Well, I think this is hilarious because, listeners, we don't see our notes before.
No,
we don't see each other's notes. And so my very first one was teeth on here. And that's hilarious. I have similar issues. Is the last time I went, that was probably like over 10 years ago when my whole family went. I have lots of gum issues. I have the same fears. I have really messed up lower front teeth and should have had braces when I was younger. And they're probably going to fall out at some point, which is just terrifying to me.
Yes, I know.
But last time I went, they said, okay, you have these issues with your gums. You have to come every 3 months instead of 6 months. And, you know, the insurance only pays for every 6 months.
Yeah.
And they also said that to my husband, and he did it. He did the 3 months and then 6 months and then, but they have to do a special thing where they get under your gums and stuff. But I was like, I'm not coming every 3 months. I can't do that. And they wouldn't even do anything unless I did the every 3 months. And so, again, that was 10 years ago.
Jeez,
and
they could have done something, I feel like.
They just said it's not worth cleaning if it's... So I know I have bad gums. I know there's stuff going on. I know I need teeth replaced. But, yeah, it's just a big issue, and I know I keep thinking about going back and trying again, but
then every experience just races right back to my mind as if it was yesterday that it happened to me, and then I'm like, I can wait another day. I can wait another week. Yeah.
No, and so brushing teeth and flossing. I only seem to floss if I ate some steak.
If corn. I feel uncomfortable in my teeth. Yeah.
You know, I admit it, and it was funny, like in the hospital, when I was in the mental hospital, we talked a lot about, your daily tasks and taking care of yourself. And it's really interesting, we already talked about showers, in another episode, but teeth is a huge one. And
oh, yeah.
when I was out, and I'm trying, and whenever I'd have my appointment with my psychiatrist, that'd be one of the first things she'd ask, have you been brushing your teeth? And, it sounds weird, but I know she's just like, are you getting up and taking care of yourself?
Yes, exactly.
I'm like, no, I'm not brushing my teeth. Only if I'm going to work or I'm going to therapy or where I'm going to be in front of people. And I'm like, I try not to even show my mouth.
Exactly. I'm even conscious when I'm smiling sometimes,
Yeah.
like trying to avoid showing certain... Well, for me, it's like I have teeth that are pulled, so even then I try to do that too. But yeah.
Yeah, my front ones are so horrible. And I see myself smile in pictures and I'm like, oh, all you can see are those ugly teeth. I know no one else is
I was
seeing
like, we don't notice that, but...
Yeah, I think that's funny. We both put teeth. But...
Oh, yeah. Well, in my teeth, like, I only have now my front teeth.
Okay.
You can't really tell.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah, I only have my front teeth, and I have, like, 2 in the very front that are pretty much almost done. I know for a fact I have only... We'll see. We'll see how long they last before I have to go to emergency, but...
Well, that's how these ones, the gum is all the way at my front bottom teeth. It's like receding, and I know like one day they're just gonna come out and then I'm gonna hide in my room and
see, that's what I told Ryan. I'm like, if my tooth comes out, that's it, no more socialize. And I already don't do it, so now it's really no socializing for me. Yeah, that's a huge part of just a physical self-care, because there's emotional self-care, physical self-care, and I suck at both of those things. And I think that's what my problem is. Like, I'll get in a routine, which is an important thing to do, but my problem is, like, I'll get a routine, but I'll only do it for like 2 months, and then something little thing that has nothing to do with that routine will throw off the routine, and then that's it. My memory doesn't remember the routine anymore. It's all out the window. There's nothing.
Yeah, I know later we'll talk about that. I said skills I'm learning.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, because we had said we were going to talk about the skills we learned, but we're like, really, we're still in the process of learning. Probably forever. So
another one that I was writing down here is self-care that I'm trying to do that's been like told to me for a lot is saying no if I need to preserve my energy or my mood.
That's part of the emotional self-care. Yeah. Setting boundaries is
that's
just
huge.
Saying it makes me anxious. Saying the words make me anxious.
Totally. And I used to be I am, but I'm working on it. The people pleaser, like anybody'd say, can you come in to work at this shift? Can you cover this? I would always say yes, even though it was to my detriment.
Exactly.
Sometimes. And I've been learning, like I think I mentioned, I have a part-time job at a hotel. I try if they ask, but there's been times where like maybe I didn't really have anything planned, but I still made myself say no.
Because you needed that personal time for you. That's self-care, exactly.
But
it makes you feel guilty. It makes you feel like you did something bad, like you're going against the grain when you're not. But
it's so hard, but I'm glad because I want to be able to say yes sometimes and be, someone they can rely on. But I don't want to be the only choice.
Exactly. I don't want to be taken advantage of, which is, there's a thin line there. And if you do too much, you are going to be taken, especially with the way the world is right now. Yeah. I've been taken advantage of way more because of my willingness to want to please people. And then I'm sitting there doing all that, like, why did I say yes?
Yeah, totally.
Well, I know we're going to talk a lot about all the different things we struggle with. We talked about bathing already. We talked about brushing our teeth. A big thing for me, too, is like laundry or cleaning. Like we were talking about dishes. That's actually a part of self-care as well. Having the things you need to be successful in the day. But I find I spend more time thinking about doing those things than ever doing it. In fact, I wish I could magically turn that energy into real energy, but
totally.
I'll even think through the whole process of if I got up right now and walked over there, I could just walk right into the shower, turn it on, get in. And it's not like I hate it. As soon as I'm in there, it's great. I love the shower. Yeah. I'm enjoying it. And same with laundry. Once it's clean and folded, I'm so appreciative. I have clean clothes and they smell great.
Accomplished.
But the process of it takes so long, and the thing takes 5 to 10 minutes to do, but I will ruminate, like I said, for hours before I act, or days before I actually do the thing. And And I hate that. It gives me guilt, but I also know that that is part of a mental health issues. I'm not lazy. I'm not crazy.
Well, that's our
ding ding. But
our tagline.
Yeah, exactly. Exercise is a big one I wrote down too, because I know that exercise is good for my health. I know I enjoy going on walks. I know that when I'm out there breathing the fresh air, I love it. But just getting out there, it's so difficult for me. I just can't do it. I feel guilty that I can't do it, but I also, when I'm doing it, I almost feel guilty as if I'm wasting the time making myself happy when I should be doing all these other things that I need to do, like the dishes or something like that.
Right. You know, I have physical disabilities, and so I feel really guilty. Like, if I do go for a walk, I'm like hurting myself.
Oh,
You know, and maybe not too bad, but, you know, might just be my energy's drained. I can't do everything else I'm supposed to do. Like, I had my physical with my doctor, and he did recommend me to the weight clinic to see if they do want to put me on some of the meds or whatever. And part of me is like, feels guilty. But then I go, KJ, you have physical mobility issues.
Exactly.
You are pre-diabetic. And
like you are literally the epitome of why they created this medication to begin with.
And then I have that fainting.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
oh yeah.
Okay. Even though I know that, I'm like, oh, but you should just be able to do it, you know, by exercising and easing, even though I've done all that.
I was going to say, and that doesn't work for everybody either. It just depends on your body too. I definitely feel like if anybody's going to use it, it would definitely be for you because, like you said, with all your physical things that are going on, it's almost impossible to do any kind of exercise that would be beneficial enough.
Right.
So,
yeah, I called them and they're like, we'll call your insurance, and our insurance doesn't really tell us much. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to call and make the appointment. But then I'm like...
And that's a lot of energy in itself.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And then if the insurance comes back and says no, then I don't have the energy to fight it.
Yeah. And they usually do.
Yeah.
Because they know that. So I hate that
exactly.
too.
And I know, like I said, come on, I'm pre-diabetic. I can't move and I faint when I do physical stuff. So I'm like, come on, I'm not lazy. I'm just trying to
survive.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, you know, being overweight is not good for my joints. You know, it
makes everything a lot harder.
Yeah. It's a, you know, avalanche or what is it? Like,
yeah, like a snowball effect.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The rolling down the hill. I can picture it.
Well, avalanche is the right word too.
Okay.
Yeah. But
yeah. So motivation. I think that's kind of what we've been talking about.
Oh, yeah.
My brain says, I'm not good enough. Why bother? Is it worth it? Do you deserve it? That kind of stuff. And like you said, I can walk step by step in my brain. If I just go into the kitchen and I can rinse out just the cups, that's something. But then my brain's like, no, well, you didn't do the whole task.
Yes.
And,
yeah.
Because I physically have to break things down for energy wise and mental. And I'm just fighting with my brain all the time.
I know. I was like saying my brain's like a bully to me.
Yeah.
It's constantly bullying me. Whether I do it or don't do it, my brain doesn't care. It's going to find a way to making me feel bad about it.
Yeah.
Like it's annoying and I hate it, but
I know.
It is constant. So
right. And I feel like I gaslight myself too. And I'm like, you know, you can just do this. You're just not doing this. And
which isn't
hard.
Helpful, but it's so hard not to because I keep thinking that's what somebody else would probably want to say to me. And there would be a jerk out there somewhere that would say that to me when they don't know my situation. And even though I know my situation, I'm still trying to blame myself. And that's another reason I feel like there's a stigma for mental health because we are telling ourselves, you know, nobody wants to hear this. Nobody's going to care. You know, why are we even doing this? But I know I do. I want to hear it when other people are experiencing what I'm experiencing. Yeah. I feel like that's a big one. I think exercise for me is so hard. I just can't do it. I don't know. I can do it if I'm taking the dog out or taking the kids for a walk. And when I do it, I feel great. Or like this morning when I was walking to the bus, you know, I walked like 3 miles, which was great. I felt great. But beforehand, I'm like, oh, I don't want to walk. I don't want to do this. But on top of it, I was also tired, which actually goes into the next thing I was going to talk about, which is sleep. Because sleep for me, which is a form of self-care as well, is one of my biggest difficulties.
Oh, yeah.
It's very hard. I know we made a TikTok video about 3 a.m. when your mind is racing and you're trying to sleep, but all you can think about is the crazy thoughts in your head. And that's just constant. You're supposed to be getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep a day. For me, it's always scattered. And if I do get that amount, it's never consecutive. And so I'm like, am I getting the deepest sleep I can even get right now or anything? I don't know. But I know that that's a big one. And I do take melatonin sometimes as a skill to help, I guess, because there's not many things you can do to like force yourself to sleep when you're already tired and laying there, but your brain just will not shut off.
Right. I have a big issue with that too. I'm a little different though. As soon as I wake up at all, I can't go back to sleep. And so I just never get enough. I do take melatonin too, and it really helps for me to fall asleep.
Yeah, for me it's like the initial, but I can never stay asleep. No, for me it's like I know at least 3 hours consecutive if I take a melatonin. If I don't, I'm not going to even get that 3 hours 100%. Of consecutive sleep.
That's how I am too. And I've taken like the Ambien and a couple other things, and it wasn't like I was addicted to it, but if I didn't take it, I wouldn't sleep at all, which kind of sounds like addicted, but I didn't feel I had to take it.
Yeah, it wasn't like you just noticed you were tired and you were feeling the effects of not sleeping.
Yeah, if I didn't take it, I wouldn't sleep. And so I didn't like that feeling. Honestly, when I had jobs, other times, like working at a different school and things like that, I would actually set a really good boundary of like 8:30 or 9 o'clock, and I'd be like, no Lucas, no dogs, I'm gonna go to sleep. And then Lucas would come in at like midnight or whatever.
That's good.
But now I stay up till 11 or so, hanging out, watching shows in bed with Lucas, because I'm like, I'm gonna be fucking tired no matter what. Then I better enjoy my time.
Well, and there's so little time nowadays anyways to spend with your family and loved ones. Yeah, so you have to. But how? For me, I'll lay down sometimes and I just can't. I just cannot sleep.
It's that brain,
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's when I'm thinking about all of those things that I said 10 years ago that I shouldn't have said, that the person doesn't even remember, but I do. So
there's literally one thing I said when I was 17 years old, and I'm 47, so 30 years ago, that probably was a little racist, or was racist, now that I think about it. I didn't know. And I was stupid. Not stupid, but ignorant. I didn't know. It was just one little tiny comment, but
it was enough to bother you that you still even now.
I think about it every single day.
That's crazy.
I don't know.
But it is.
I've learned, and I know that I would never say anything like that now.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the kind of things that go through my head every single night.
Well, I know that the next thing we were talking about was helpful skills we've learned. Though we're learning, yes, because I feel like there's a lot of coping mechanisms or skills that I do to help myself do things that don't always work, but that work enough that I can name them off as things. But I feel like for myself, I trick myself into doing things. If I know somebody's coming over, I'm more likely to clean. So I might invite somebody over, even though you know what I mean? Like, hey, you want to come over next week? And then they'll say yes or whatever. And I'm dreading it the entire time, but I know that the day 2 hours before, I'm going to be deep cleaning my house. So
well, that's like Thanksgiving when you all were coming. I'm like, oh, good. There's reasons for me to clean rooms.
Right. Or if I'm going to go visit, I'll be like, I'm going to go visit Kelly. So that'll make me shower, or just things like 100%. That, where it's like, I kind of tried to use certain things to motivate myself to do these things that I normally just cannot get myself to do. So I call it the trick myself skills.
I always say I don't feel like I can trick myself. A lot of the therapies that I'm doing is kind of trying to retrain my brain, and I'm like, but my brain knows that that's what I'm doing, and I'm like, it's so hard. One of the things we learned a lot when I was inpatient and outpatient. They tried to teach us a lot of like self-care and scheduling time to do a pleasure activity every day, even if it's 20 minutes or, it's a bath or coloring or sit in the sun, read a book. If you do that, then, you're not supposed to feel guilty because it's part of, your routine.
But how do I not?
I know. And I feel like right when I got out, I wasn't working and I was here that was hard, how do I fill my day when I'm the only one here? And I did a lot of coloring, and because that's what we did, all we did. And
in the mental hospital, me too. We did a lot of crafts. I was going to say so many craft things, but it was mainly coloring or gluing stuff.
Yeah. I made lots of bracelets.
Yeah.
But they had to go
bracelets.
straight into my locker that I
Yes.
didn't get.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
And
Same thing.
the pens that were like, did you have pens that were like in a bendy pipe?
Yes,
You know?
yes, actually, I did. Yeah, we had special bendy pencils too.
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
those little bendy pencils. So that was interesting. Well,
Yeah.
it's good to know they all use the same products in every mental hospital.
Yeah, so I mean, I was able, like I said, to try to implement that when I wasn't working and I was
Yeah.
here, and I was like, okay. Sometimes Lucas would come home and I'd be like, all I did was color. He's like, good, you didn't hurt yourself, you didn't.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
So,
It's
I'm
the
like,
things you didn't do that's the big part.
I
You know,
but that's not how it feels.
no, exactly. I know that when I was looking up helpful skills, trying to see if there
Yeah.
was some that I maybe utilize, a lot of them I don't. But but I thought I'd name
Surprise.
some anyway. Because I know they were saying like meditation, which I like to think I musically meditate. So
Yeah.
it's like I will put my headphones on and I will sing. And when I'm in that mode, it's like nothing else is around me. So for me,
Yeah.
that's kind of my mode of meditation. But when it comes to like sitting there and trying to meditate, I cannot seem to do it.
I tried it a lot. That's another thing. They sent us home and in outpatient, and I have to have the guided meditation. There's no way I can sit and make my brain
No. My
go
brain
quiet.
just is like,
No. And you know, I
everywhere.
did like it, but I could never make it a routine, and I don't think it like really calmed me like it was supposed to. I don't know. But I've been watercoloring because I was having like really rough times recently. I mean, I'm always, but
oh yeah.
I was like trying to figure out what to do with my time. And I was like, what did we do in the hospital? Okay, the art stuff. And then I saw that, oh, we do have some watercolors. My friend had given me some watercolor like pictures that you color in. And so I started doing that. And then I've kind of, it's funny, I keep telling myself, I don't really want to be a watercolor artist. I'm not an artist, but it is, when I'm like, I don't know what to do, and I'm so restless, I go do the watercolors. But then I've been watching lots of videos that pop up, and there are the meditative ones. And I did one the other day where you basically just put water on there, and then you just put color on your brush and just kind of touch it, and kind of just like get in the zone just watching that. It doesn't have to be anything. It's
like
just
watching it run, kind
Yeah.
of. Oh, that's interesting.
And so that
would be
was a
fun,
neat
I think.
kind of meditation. It's
Huh.
not like, again, it's not tricking my brain. I'm not
Yeah.
sitting there like, feel your breath.
Right, right. Oh my gosh, I can't do that.
I know.
No.
I try.
I'm like, breathe in for 3, out for 2, and then I'm like, was that 2 or was that 3?
I
Did
know.
I miscount that? And then I'm like, wait,
Exactly.
you're doing it wrong.
I know, and I try so hard. I want to do everything that they
Yeah,
suggest.
well, my problem is I'm trying to do it exactly how they
Uh-huh.
tell me, and then they're like, well, no, you're supposed to kind of meld it to you. And I'm like, but I don't even know me. How am I supposed to
know.
meld it to me? You're the one that's supposed to tell me.
Exactly. That kind of meditation. I mean, I just did it the other day. It was the first time, but you know, just focusing, kind of clearing your mind and just kind of letting it.
See, and that's what I like, because when I first thought meditation, I'm like, no, but there are so many different forms of meditation that actually, yes, meditation does work. You just have to find the right one that works for you, in my
Yeah.
opinion, you know, because I'm not an expert, but I'm just saying how I feel. So,
Well, one of the things I had written here for a skill that we're learning, it has to do with teeth. So,
oh, perfect.
bring it right back around. And this wasn't even for me. Sophie's therapist, my daughter, you know, she was also tracking, are you brushing your teeth? And she does in the morning if we tell her, but she says, well, I've been doing it in the morning most days, you know, at least school days. And so she's like, well, if you do it once, I want you to do it at night more,
Yeah,
you know, and
that makes sense.
explaining to her, you know, the benefits of that. So she said a way that might be easier. She's like, what's your nighttime routine? And she said, well, I have to go take my medicine, and that's down in the kitchen. And she's like, well, why don't you put a toothbrush with your medicine and you can just brush your teeth in the kitchen? Which sounds great. We just have not implemented that.
But yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Actually, add it into your routine in a space that's exactly where you'd be going anyways.
Right.
So that you can kind of multitask it.
Yeah, have things nearby, easier to access. I think that's the message. And,
Okay.
you know,
Especially if you're going to that area anyways.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Actually, that makes me think. I put my toothbrush in the shower, actually.
Oh.
So that's actually where I brush my teeth a lot, is in the shower. I actually have 2 toothbrushes, and one is up on the shelf. It's funny I have 2 toothbrushes yet. How little I brush my teeth. But if I'm in the shower already and
Yeah.
I've done that and I see the toothbrush, I think to myself, oh, might as well just do it now. I'll say 8 Okay, 7 out of 10 of the times, I actually brush my teeth while I'm in the shower, and I never thought of it like that, but you know, that's exactly like that, so.
See, look, you got
Heck
it.
yeah. Well, I am learning things. Wow. Huh. Look at me now. So that goes well with routine, though, because routine is a big one and that I hear a lot, and I have a hard time with routine.
Same.
But if it's a routine that I've naturally made myself, that I just kind of insert, that actually sounds a lot more feasible to me.
Right.
Another thing, when I was looking online, they said a helpful skill is connecting with friends. And at first I thought, no, I'm not. I have social anxiety. No, thanks. But then I'm thinking, actually, yes, because when I'm with you, I have fun and we're making the videos and I'm enjoying that. And then when I'm doing it by myself, I'm like, this isn't fun. Why isn't this fun?
Right.
But it's because I'm not connecting with another person over it. And I think that that's really what it is. It's a huge one, connecting with the people you care about.
You came with me to see Lucas's band, and I know you have social anxiety, but I
loved it. Yeah.
So excited.
I was so excited. I was like, I need to do this again. Like, I need this feeling again.
It's coming up, and I put it on our schedule.
Perfect. So, heck yeah.
Same bands, too.
Yay. I love it. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I was nervous. I'm like, well, this is a good venue. It's big. It's not, so tight that you might get social anxiety. But you were with us, and we were laughing.
Exactly. And I was distracted. And honestly, the music really was so great. And it wasn't just the music. It's like when you're around people that you can tell feel the same way you do about the government and things like that. It makes you feel more empowered and more comfortable, which is exactly why we need to be doing this podcast.
Yes.
Because this is why. Because you get yourself out there in the uncomfortability at first, but then you realize just how great it feels to do it.
Yeah. Well, the friends and stuff kind of goes into my next one, which was, and I put it in all caps, ask for help.
No.
The hardest thing to do.
I can't do it. That's so hard.
I know. My brain's like, you're a burden. You're,
Right? I can do it for other people. Like, if 100%. I'm asking for help for somebody else, all of a sudden I just am like, no issue. But then if it's for me, it's like all of a sudden the wall just drops right in front of me. Like, oh, nope.
I just watched TikTok, an animated one, and I was going to send it to you if I forgot. But it was totally that. He's like, my love language is acts of service. I want to help you.
Exactly.
Anything you need, da-da-da. And he's like, oh, well, I want to help you too. And he's like, no. I have to do it all on my own. I'm a burden.
It's mine to you. That's my love language to you, not the other way.
I know. I was like,
that's so
oh my
funny.
God, I know that Leia and I relate to that so much.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
Okay, well, we just wanted to share some of our upcoming episodes. We like to focus on our daily lives. We have employment coming up, so working.
Oh, yeah.
Difficulties of, can I work? How do I work? How do I
get a
look
job?
For a job?
Yeah.
How do I keep a job? Keep my schedule, absences. Like
do multiple jobs even.
Yeah.
And try to live life at the same time.
Yep.
So, the next one after that, our messy minds and everything we're thinking about in the background. So, everything, like I said, in a movie theater where if somebody is talking to you constantly while you're trying to watch a movie, that's what it is. So that's what we'll be talking about. Like it says on here, we'll probably have to have a disclaimer because I know it'll probably be a little bit serious topic, obviously, but that's what this is for. So we can touch those topics. So I'm excited for that one too.
And as we were just talking about, another one will be the struggles with socializing.
Yes.
And we just mentioned that. But friends, family, gatherings, things you have to do or feel like you have to do.
Yeah, from people to dogs even. Yeah. Like, I'll even question when I'm petting a dog. I'm not even lying. So there's everything to do with that.
So we're really excited, and we want to hear from you what you want to hear, because we're totally, flexible and want this conversation.
Yes, exactly. And we also want to hear anything that you might have to share on this topic we covered today. Anything you think that maybe we didn't cover that we should have, or, anything you related to. We love to hear that as well, or any stories that you might have that we could share or even not share, that we can just read to help us to know more about our listeners and what's going on with you guys. So
yeah, I like that. Well, I think it's that time for
Chaos Corner. Chaos Corner. Awesome. Well, should I start today?
Yeah, go right ahead.
All right. Well, I have a good one. This one is, I actually already told you, KJ, about this one because I told you about it while it was happening, pretty much. I'll start with whenever I come to visit KJ, sometimes I will ride a bus because there's a bus that comes from my city that takes me to the Mall of America, which is like 8 minutes.
8 minutes.
Yeah, from your house. Yeah, I was trying to get on the bus to go back, and I get on the bus, and the thing they do is they'll ask you your name, and they look through this long list of papers, and it's a huge bus, so, there's at least 40 people that are getting on this bus, and I was at the beginning of the line, so I'm like, hey, I'm going to pick my own seat. So I get on the bus, and he's like, name, and I'm like, Leia Williams, and standing there, and he's looking, and he's looking, and he's looking through each page, and each second longer, I'm getting anxious and nervous, like, I know I have this, I know that I have a ticket. And he's just like, well, I don't see you on here. And I'm like, can you check again, please? And then I'm like frantically writing Ryan, like, hey, send me a copy of the ticket, please. Yeah. And so I get a copy, I show it to the guy, and he's like, yeah, I see you do have a ticket. I don't know why you're not on here. He's like, the only issue we have is this bus is extraordinarily full. Like, we actually probably have too many people already without even you on this. And I'm oh my gosh. And he's like, so we're going to have to kind of have you stand there for a second and wait to see how many people get on at this first stop, because the bus stops at like 4 different places on the way back to my city. And so I'm standing there stressed out, and you had already left, right? Because you were waiting for me to get on the bus. So I got on the bus, and you're like, okay, cool. So you just took off, and I'm texting you like, oh my God, you're not going to believe. And so I'm stressing, and each person that gets on is more and more stressful for me because there's a lot of people getting on at that first stop at the Mall of America. And at the end, he's about to leave, and he keeps looking at me and then looking at the paper and looking at me, and I'm like, he's going to kick me off the bus. I know it. And I'm thinking in my mind, like, I'm going to have to stay the night at KJ's house. We're going to go over there. Everything's going to be okay. I'm telling myself this as I'm like, tears are coming out of my eyes.
It would have been fine.
Yes, exactly. But, in that moment, I'm just like ready to bawl. I was kind of. I'm holding him back, holding back the crying tears. And then he's like, well, 2 people didn't get on. So,
nice.
Or no, he said 1 person didn't get on. And then he's like, but I suspect that this other guy isn't going to get on because he's always on this list and he never gets on. And I'm like, okay, well, we'll hope so. So I get on, and I am sitting next to somebody that did not want me to sit there because they had their bag in the seat, and then I'm like, can you move your bag? Which is another uncomfortable thing. Can you please move your bag so I could sit? And they just looked at me like, ugh, fine, And,
I have a hard time advocating, like, hey,
Yeah, then can I just have a seat? Like, I won't take up too much space, I swear. I'm not gonna elbow you. But so the whole time we're riding back, I'm worried, like, is he gonna kick me off now? Like,
no.
Even though I knew I was good probably by then. But yeah, it was just so stressful to me. And then today I get on the bus this morning, and it's the same driver. I'm like, hey, I know you. And then he goes, name, and I'm like, oh God, here we go. But then I was like, Leia Williams. He's like, you're here. I'm like, oh, thank God. Thank you, Lord.
Do you think he remembered or no?
No, I don't think so. I don't think he remembered at all, but I sure did because I was like, oh, I recognize this guy. He's the one that almost kicked me off. No, but...
Well, and then it was super cold in Minnesota.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh gosh, here we go.
And then have to wait for me to come back.
Yeah, exactly.
If that needed to happen.
But yeah, I was like, well, at least it's content for the podcast. So I'm going to look at it, spin it for a positive.
Silver lining.
But all right, I will pass the baton to you now.
All right. Well, more of my quirkiness. That's better than mental illness, right? So I had an appointment to get my tattoo started. I'm doing a cool tattoo on my arm. My artist called and she had to reschedule. It was totally valid and I totally understood. She had a flat tire and it was one of our negative days and she spent hours and hours.
Oh, that would be horrible.
Out there, and then she finally got it towed and she had to go to the tire place and get a new tire and she felt really bad, but we were scheduled for the next week. I was totally fine with that. I was like, oh, I wanted to go. And really, I like socializing with her and, but the thing is, when I had plans and then they change, I have this empty time.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to do with it. I feel anxious because I'm like, well, I was supposed to be doing this. And I'm just anxious and restless.
Because you should be somewhere right now
Yeah.
that you've been planning all this time
Yeah.
mentally for, and you're not there. So
Right. And
your
I'm like,
body kind of is like, why aren't you where you're supposed to be right now?
and I'm like, there's too many choices, and I can't get away from it was supposed to be this.
Yeah.
And it's not that I'm upset. It's just like in my body, I'm like, I don't know what to do. And I'm not even thinking about what I was going to do. I'm just like, I can't decide. I'm like, well, if I just go sit and watch TV, is that worthy of this time I was supposed to do something? It's so weird when I say it out loud.
I don't know. That's exactly how it goes, though.
It's just a huge thing. And I know we're going to someday talk about time, but I had this reserved and now nothing else fits. If I go paint, okay, I'm taking up that time, but is that the right thing to do? Like, I can't decide that. And then that same week was so that was like probably a Thursday or something. And then
and then I had to cancel that weekend as well. Yes. Okay, so you had 2 back-to-backs.
And so it was like,
oh no.
Again, it was like, you didn't have a voice, so there was nothing we could do.
Yeah.
I wasn't mad about that. It just, I mean, of course, disappointed.
Well, I was disappointed as well because, like, I'm really enjoying this. So I was like, when I do something I enjoy, I want to keep doing it as much as possible.
I know. And then we had to cancel when I had no voice. It just, but I'm glad we're back to it. But yeah, it was just like all that time. I'm just like, what do I do? And Lucas is just like, do anything. What do you want to play a game? And I'm like, but I was supposed to be doing the podcast and now I don't know. And
it's not going to feel the same. Like,
yeah.
The thing you were doing, you prepped yourself mentally. You were going to feel a certain way, and you're not going to get those same feelings from whatever else you decide to do. It's going to be a different feeling, different situation entirely. So
and that's what I want to reiterate.
That.
I was totally fine. I understood the reasons for both things. It's just, again, my brain and body were like, this doesn't feel right.
Yes, exactly.
So weird. Well, we also, again, we're going to say it a million times. We want to hear from you.
Yes, please.
Yeah, just tell us your chaos moments, like we just talked about. It's such a wide range. Anything can be chaotic.
Yeah. Anything can cause chaos for the rest of the day. I know that for sure.
Yeah, so even if you think it's little or big, we understand and want to hear.
Yes, exactly.
So you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, and it's at Copingchaospodcast. We do have a YouTube also, but I haven't put anything on there yet.
Oh.
We also have our Patreon page.
Oh, yeah.
We started that. We're, slowly going to start with posting things. We have 2 tiers right now. The first one is just a very low tier, just support. If you want to, you'll have access to our monthly bingo game. We talked a little bit about that.
Oh, yeah. That'll be fun.
Yeah, and then we are going to do for the top tier an extra chaos corner every week. So you get to know a little bit more about our chaos.
Yeah, exactly.
And we will put random things in there too. And eventually we'll probably have other regular things. But we're just starting out an extra chaos corner every week. So you get to know a little bit more about our chaos.
Yeah, exactly.
And we will put random things in there too. And eventually we'll probably have other regular things. But we're just starting out. We
kind of testing out the waters to see what works, what doesn't, type of thing. And we also want to hear what you guys want too, so that we know.
For sure. And then please help us another way by reviewing wherever you stream.
Yes, please. We want to hear your reviews. That helps us more than you could possibly know. So
yeah, it'll help us reach more people.
Exactly.
And it'll just make us happy to help you guys, help us, help you,
Yes.
The big circle. We also have our email. That's how you can contact us, or you can contact us on all the social media.
Oh, yeah. Contact us anywhere. But if you got a nice long story you want to send us.
It's copingchaospodcast@gmail.com.
Well, I think that this was a really important episode to cover. It's one that I kind of was looking forward to, kind of wasn't, because it's very personal. But at the same time, we all struggle with it. And it's definitely different degrees that people struggle with. But especially when it comes to like the basics, like bathing and things like that. If you don't have mental health, it's very hard to understand why that's so difficult. So that's why I feel like this episode was so important for us to kind of
and we just
explain.
We just touched on things too. So
yeah, there's still so much more.
Yeah. And I feel like as we go throughout our podcast, hopefully many years, we'll retouch things and they all kind of interconnect.
Exactly. Well, and also experiences and opinions change too. So things that we think and work for us now might not in the future, and new things might in the future. So it's nice to have an ongoing conversation so that when things change, we can learn about those changes too. So
yay.
Awesome.
Well, the biggest thing that we want everyone to know is that you're not alone in this. We want this to be a safe space to share your experiences as a community.
Yes. And remember, we love you guys. Thanks for listening to today's episode of Coping Chaos. And as always, we will see you on the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.
Coping Chaos is hosted and produced by KJ Cervi and Leia Williams. Audio mixed and edited by KJ Cervi. Our theme song is by Lucas Cervi and Leia Williams. Artwork is created by Lucas Cervi. You can now follow Coping Chaos on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok at Copingchaospodcast. We have also started a Patreon at Copingchaospodcast, where you can help support us and have access to exclusive content. Please feel free to rate and review wherever you stream. Send us your questions, stories, and Chaos Corner moments to copingchaospodcast@gmail.com.